Today is a big day. You see, I got my Mets jersey on because I'm going to Game 2 of the Subway Series tonight at 7 o'clock. We're rocking that Pete Alonso jersey, Big Meat Pete. So I'm actually recording this video in advance. At the time you're seeing this, I'll already be in the Bronx watching the Mets hopefully smack around the New York Yankees. We got Vargas on the mound. Yeah, that's right. Jason Vargas, our ace. I don't know how I've gone to both games with him pitching this year. But that's not the point of today's video. Today, I'm going to be doing a tier list ranking the second baseman in Major League Baseball. So of course, like all these videos, it's very simple. I'm going to be ranking all the second basemen from S all the way down to F. S being elite, F being failure. So yeah, there'll be a lot of people that have some different opinions. As always, if you guys enjoy these videos and you want to see more of them, make sure to leave a like. That's the best way to help out and support the channel. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy the content. If you love baseball, this is the place to be, so make sure you hit that sub button. Get in the comment section down below, because I'm sure, a lot of you will have opinions on my rankings here. Let me know if you agree, disagree, be a part of the channel, get involved. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description down below. And since I'm going to the Subway Series game tonight, I thought it'd be smart to give a shout out to my sponsor, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is a ticket marketplace where you can buy tickets to any sporting event, concert, pretty much anything that has tickets. It's already got the cheapest prices around, but I'm telling you another way you could save some more money. When you go to check out your tickets, make sure to use the code GIRAFFE at checkout to save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek.com, code GIRAFFE, $20 off. So we're over on tier maker again. As always, we have got our S to F, and we're just gonna get going right into this. Jose Altuve, first player on this list. He's been hurt this year, and while he has been on the field, he's not hitting for as good of average, but we know he's an absolutely solid player. So he's obviously got to be S tier. He's the best second baseman in all of baseball. Jose Altuve is an absolute stud. He's the little engine that could. I love me some Jose Altuve. Clearly, he's got to be an S tier, and I like that we started off with him because you start off with the best. Joe Panik for the San Francisco Giants. He had a good start to his career. He was a good young little player, but he's kind of stagnated over the last couple seasons, not really playing that well last year, and this year he's not off to a great start. He is a pretty good fielder, though, so I'll throw him in the C rating because he does have probably a plus glove at second base, but offensively, he doesn't offer a lot, so I think that puts him bang on average right at C. Ian Kinsler, as we know, has flipped off Padres fans, basically told them to go F themselves because they were giving him crap for not playing well this year, and he's just simply not the player he used to be. He's just not very good anymore. I'm not going to put him in the F tier because he still is formidable at second base defensively, but he doesn't really offer much at the plate anymore. I'm going to throw him in the D tier. Kike Hernandez is an interesting player. I mean, he has some pop in his bat, but defensively at second base, he's okay. Doesn't really hit for a good average. Not my kind of player. I think he should not be swinging for the fences as much as he really is, but he works for that Dodgers lineup. I'm going to throw him in the C. He's just average. I don't think he's someone you need on your team. His value really comes as a utility player. Yolmer Sanchez, I actually know is really good defensively at second base. Like one of the better fielding second basemen in the game, but he's one of these guys who pretty much offers nothing at the plate. I mean, he's like a 230, 240 hitter. Very similar to Joe Panik. He's a worse hitter probably than him, but a better fielder. So I'm going to drop him in the C again. He's just average. He's not very good, but in a lineup that works, he might be someone who's useful. Big fan of this player here for the Tampa Bay Rays, Brandon Lau. He does have a little bit of a strikeout issue, but he hits for good average. He definitely has some pop in his bat. He's okay over there at second base. I can't drop him into A yet because we really haven't seen a full year of him, and he hasn't shown me that he can be all-star elite level. He's definitely had a fantastic start to the season, but I can't put him in A just yet because unlike some of these other young stars that's come up, he wasn't very hyped or as hyped as them. So I don't know if this is just a fluke like a Chris Coughlin thing or if he's legit, but I think right now he's definitely playing at a high level, and I'll put him at B. Whit Merrifield, a South Carolina Gamecock, as you know, like myself. I think Whit Merrifield is elite. I think he's S tier. Whit Merrifield, I feel like, is one of the more underrated players in all of baseball. He hits for a good average. He gets on base. He steals bases. He can play a bunch of different positions. He's good at second base. He has some pop in his bat. I'm a big fan of Whit Merrifield. I think he's S tier for second baseman. There's just not a lot of great second basemen. He's one of them. Mike Moustakas is an interesting case here. He's not your conventional second baseman. He's really more of a third baseman. He's having an amazing year thus far. And I'm going to drop Mike Moustakas in the A tier for second baseman because at second base, his value is even more now as a hitter. The dude already has 20 home runs on the season, hitting 275, driving in runs. He's actually playing second base very well for the Brewers. It's been a good move for them. I think he's A tier. Mike Moustakas, big fan of him, and at second base, he's even better. Man, oh man, Rougned Odor is a confusing player. The dude is not hitting at all this year. He goes through extremely hot spells, then extremely cold spells. I don't want to put him in D because I actually do think he has great pop in his bat, but I think I'm done with Rougned Odor. I think the hype's over. He's not much of a player in my opinion. I don't want him on my team, and he just doesn't get it done for me. I think he's D. Josh Harrison. This is a player who I hate to do it, but I'm gonna have to put him in F. He was a guy who I thought was going to be a good pickup by the Tigers, but the last 2 seasons, including this year, has just been absolutely abysmal for Josh Harrison. He is not really a starting second baseman type player anymore. He's really more of a bench utility bat. He has been extremely disappointing. Just looks just not good for the Tigers. Josh Harrison is going to be in the F tier, I think. Kolten Wong is considered as one of the best fielding second basemen in the game. He's definitely been robbed of a Gold Glove or two, but offensively, I keep waiting for him to break out at the plate, and it just hasn't happened. Doesn't get a lot of extra base hits. He's so average at the plate. He's elite defensively, so do I want to put him in B? I think I'll put Kolten Wong in B because he really is that good defensively at second base. Like, he's at the top of the top, and he does have that offensive potential, just hasn't shown it yet, but I'm going to put him in the B category, I think, right now. I think that's a good spot for him. Jonathan Villar for the Orioles. He's actually one of the few Orioles players who isn't just going to go right into F. I don't think he's good, but I don't think he's bad. He's got some speed. He's okay over at second base. That's not really his main position. He's decent at the plate. I'm going to drop him in the C. He's pretty much average, just like the rest of the guys in C. Nothing special. DJ LeMahieu. This is a guy who played in Colorado, so he didn't get nearly as enough press as he should have. He's a very good player. Again, another Gold Glover at second base. Incredible in the field. He's been moving around for the Yankees, but he's truly a second baseman. He's hitting for power. He's hitting for average this year. He's doing exactly what you expected him to do if you knew what kind of player he was for the Yankees. So DJ LeMahieu's going to be an S tier for me. Dude's elite. He's really good. Jason Kipnis, another guy who started off, he got like hot at the beginning of his career, but he has been really disappointing like the last, I feel like 3 or 4 seasons. Jason Kipnis is going to go in D tier for me. He's not F because he still does have some pop in that bat. He can hit a home run. He'll get hot every once in a while, but he's not very good. He's not a guy that you should be like, we need to go get Jason Kipnis to play second base. Jose Peraza had a pretty decent year last year for the Reds. This year, not great. Jose Peraza, he's got some speed. He showed me something last year. Ooh, where do I want to put him? C, or, you know what? I'll put him in C because I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I like the year that he had last year. This year, even it out, he's like a 250, 240 hitter. He's average. C. Tommy La Stella. You asked me about Tommy La Stella the previous couple years. F, D, maybe even C, but I think we have to drag Tommy La Stella into the B category this year. He is going off. He is having an all-star caliber season. He's putting up insane numbers. Career high in home runs already. I think he's got 14 or 15. He's hitting 300, driving in runs. A huge part of that Angels offense. Who thought we would ever say this about Tommy La Stella in the history of baseball? He's having a breakout season in his 30s. He's clearly not A because I still have to remember the kind of player he was. But right now, Tommy La Stella is playing amazing. I'm going to drop him in the B tier. He should be the starting second baseman in the All-Star game. Go vote for him. Wilmer Flores. As you guys know, as a Met fan, he's like an all-time great. He's a legend of the New York Mets. May not be the best player, but he did a lot, and he cried on the field for us. As a second baseman, he's not great defensively. He's actually pretty terrible. He has kind of clanky hands, but he is a plus hitter. So I'm going to drop Wilmer in the C category, kind of the opposite of a lot of these guys who are usually good fielders, can't hit. Wilmer is the opposite. Garrett Hampson, for me, I never really understood the hype around him. They pretty much kept him because they didn't want to get LeMahieu, but then Brandon Rogers is going to slot in there. It's a confusing situation here. Garrett Hampson's probably D or F for me. I'll put him in D because he is young, so maybe he's just got a little bit of adjustment period, but I don't think he's very good. He's not someone that I think the Rockies are going to keep there at second base. Brendan Rodgers is clearly the answer. Daniel Descalso. He's going to go in F tier. He hits 193. He had like a week where he was playing really well, and then he decided to be Daniel Descalso again. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but he's not a starting second baseman in Major League Baseball. He's a bench player. He's an F tier. So Ketel Marte is an interesting scenario here because he plays second, he plays center, he plays short. He can play it all. I think Ketel Marte is a really good player. I'm not going to drop him in C. I think B is kind of the right spot for him. He's a little bit all over the place defensively. He plays a bunch of different positions, so I can't put him in A because he's not truly a second baseman, but I think he's a really good player. He's definitely swinging the bat fantastic this year. He's been playing really well. He can definitely move his way on up to A as the season goes on, but I think right now B is a good spot for him. Michael Chavis. Michael Chavis is a player who has come to the Red Sox and has been destroying baseballs. The dude can definitely swing the bat, the ice horse himself. Defensively, he's okay. He's mediocre at second base, nothing special, but he can definitely swing the bat. And I think he has a plus bat and he's average defensively, so I'm going to put him in the B category. He's also young, so he's pretty good. Well, here come the angry Philly fans because Cesar Hernandez, he's an average second baseman. He's C tier. His average is starting to come down back to where it belongs again. He's not a power hitter. He's not particularly good in the field at second base. He's just average. In that lineup, it works, but in the grand scheme of all second basemen, he's average. C tier. Ryan McMahon for the Rockies, kind of like Garrett Hampson. I mean, he hits for a little better average, but he's D. I mean, he's been on the Rockies for a bit now. Hasn't really shown much. D or F tier, honestly. I'm going to put him in D because I'm feeling a little bit nice today. Derek Dietrich. Yeah, let's drop him in S tier. Only because he has the nicest pimps in the league, and he's got the flow, and he's got the mustache. No, I'm kidding. I won't put him in S tier, but I will put him in B tier. I actually think he's a really, really good player. Defensively, he's not really there to play defense. He's kind of like a Daniel Murphy type at second base. But offensively, this dude is just a huge plus bat in this category of second baseman, so it way outweighs how poorly he plays defense at second. He can swing the bat. He destroys right-handed pitching. I can't believe the Marlins cut him loose this year because he's made a huge difference for the Reds. Derek Dietrich's a stud. Might need to get me a Dietrich jersey. B tier. Hernan Perez kind of falls in this category as more of a utility player, but I think he's pretty average. Offensively, average. Defensively, average, which means he's right around the C. His real value is that he can play a variety of different positions. As a sheer second baseman, it is what it is, but as a guy on your bench who can fill in at different spots, gives guys a day off, that's where his true value is, so I think he's just pretty much a C tier. Here's my thing with Eric Sogard. One, he looks like my boy Scuffy McGee, so Scuffy, if you're watching this, yeah, he's an MLB The Show Twitch streamer. He's a Mets fan as well, good guy. But I don't know if he's really good. He has a season where he hits for a high average, and then he doesn't. And then this year he's hitting for a high average, so C for Eric Sogard. This is probably one of the more confusing picks here, because in previous years, he's like an F or a D, but then he hits for a high average, and so he does have some value. C tier, let's just say that. Who the hell is this second baseman for the Orioles? Is this Hanser Alberto? I mean, I have a really hard time putting Hanser Alberto anywhere but F or D because we've seen what he's done in the past. He's not very good, but he's hitting 311? Wow. I'll put Hanser Alberto in D because he is playing pretty well this year, but I have a feeling by the end of the year, we're going to see him back in the F tier because he'll be probably right around 200, but 300 for Hanser Alberto. Props to you, guy. Prove me wrong. Pedroia is such a tough player to choose here because he hasn't really played the last few seasons, so I don't know where to put him. I mean, if he's healthy and he's at his best, he's clearly an A, but the sheer fact that he hasn't been able to play, I think I have to drop him in C. The dude just isn't on the field. He makes no impact, so really right now, he's average. He's moot point. He doesn't do anything for them. Obviously, in his prime, he's S tier, but that's not what he's at right now. So Starlin Castro in the past has been a player who's probably B tier, maybe even A at the height of his career, but I don't think Starlin Castro's very good this year. He's clearly on a Marlins team where he's like, I don't really care what happens. I'm going to go do my job, and it is what it is. I don't care. I'm getting paid. Because he's hitting 229, which seems to be like kind of really low for him. He's usually a 270 hitter. I mean, he has a lot of hits in his career, so he would normally be in that B-C category, but I think I gotta drop him in the D. I have a problem with him playing so poorly when it's a bad situation. I don't know. Just seems like Starlin Castro's a bit of a problem here, so I'm gonna drop him in the D category. Jurickson Profar, another player that's so incredibly disappointing to me at second base. He's not really a second baseman. He's probably more a first or third base, maybe even a DH. He's terrible in the field. He's just been disappointing. Doesn't hit for average, has some pop in his bat, so that's why he goes in D and not F, because he definitely can hit for some power. But Jurickson Profar, the kid from the Little League World Series for Team Curacao, yeah, a lot of hype around him, and he's just not lived up to it at all. He's been a huge disappointment. D Gordon, this one's probably going to bother some people too. He's either between C or D for D Gordon for me because he's not really hitting very well. He gets hurt quite a bit, so his health is kind of an issue. He's stealing bases a little bit, doesn't get on base. His OPS is under 100. I'll put him at C average because he is a pretty good fielder. And when he does play well, he can be in that B-A category, but right now D Gordon's just average for me. The pretty much biggest thing for him is his speed. Jonathan Schoop, aka Jonathan Scope, the real way to pronounce his name. I think Jonathan Scope's B tier. He may not be hitting for the high average that we saw with the Baltimore Orioles, but the pop has definitely come back in his bat. He's a good second baseman. I think he's pretty good over there. I like Jonathan Scope a lot. Maybe he deserves to be in C, but I think he's probably more of that B category in my personal opinion. Brian Dozier's an interesting player. He's definitely been disappointing, but he still has pop in his bat. He's still a plus fielder at second base. So, I mean, to put him in B is probably going to bother some people, and it even bothers me because I think he's probably C tier, but his numbers don't lie. I mean, he had 50 extra base hits last year. Like I said, he plays pretty good defense at second base. Oh, Brian Dozier. I think I'm going to drop Brian Dozier in the B tier because if I'm going to put Scope and I'm going to put Dietrich there, I think Dozier's kind of in that same category as I'm out of focus. Focus! So yeah, now that I'm in focus, I think Dozier's B. Robinson Cano. Not off to a great start this year. Definitely has some injuries, but I think he's A tier, where in the beginning of the season, he's probably an S. But of course, he's getting older, and while towards the end of his career, he's not going to be an A-tier type second baseman. I'm well aware of that. But right now, I think if he's healthy and he's playing like he has in the past few years, he's an A-tier second baseman. Robinson Cano can still swing the bat. He still has a sweet, smooth glove up the middle at second base. It's just he's hurt right now and he's struggling. Adam Frazier. Kind of an interesting player, pretty good over at second base, can also play the outfield, play some other positions, so he's probably more valuable as a utility player. Doesn't hit for a high average, kind of right around the middle, so I think probably C is a good place to put him. an average second baseman again. He's one of these guys who's going to slap the ball around the field, but not for a high average. Doesn't have a lot of pop, doesn't walk. He's okay. Ozzie Albies may be a player that I've even overrated in the past. I had him as a top 50 player in baseball. My opinion's changed on him. I think he's an A-tier second baseman. I think he's still very good. One of the top in the game. But in regards to being elite, I don't think he's there just yet. I need to see that average get a little bit higher. I need to see a little bit more consistency from him at the plate. The dude's great at the top of the order, but to get to that S tier, I need to see a little bit more out of him. He's so close, though. He's really good. And then last but not least, Addison Russell. Addison Russell goes in F tier because he beats women. Simple as that. I don't care. Garbage person. I don't know how he's back on the Cubs. Mistakes happen, but also that's a terrible mistake. So he goes in the F tier, garbage. Actually, let's go ahead and change that real quick. So yeah, as you see, I've made a new tier, garbage. That's where he goes. I don't want to associate him with Harrison or Descalzo. They don't deserve to be in that same conversation with him because they don't abuse women. So that's my 2019 MLB second baseman tier list. I would love to know what you guys think about it down in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Where would you rank, guys, if you did it yourself? Remember to leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. That's the best way to support the channel. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy baseball content. If you love it, this is the place to be. Hit that sub button. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description. And of course, check out my sponsor, SeatGeek, to get you some sports tickets or whatever you need, and use the code Giraffe to save you $20 off your first purchase. Thank you guys for watching. You know the drill. YouTube recommends you watch this video right here, as well as this is my most recent upload. So click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for my Subway Series vlog. Bye.